Hello, my name is Brecca Ridenour, and I decided to do my artist video project on Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollock was born in Cody, Wyoming on January 28, 1912. Originally, he studied under the supervision of Thomas Hart Benton before leaving to study the techniques that created his now well-known art. He died after a drunk driving accident when he crashed into a tree in New York in 1956 at the age of 44. His father, Leroy Pollock, was a farmer and a government land surveyor. His mother, Stella Mae McClure, was a powerful woman with a passion for art. Pollock was the youngest of 5 brothers and was a needy child. He was often in search of attention that he did not receive. When Pollock was 8, his father, an abusive alcoholic, left the family, and Pollock's older brother, Charles, became like a father to him. While the family was living in Los Angeles, Pollock enrolled in the Manual Arts High School, where he discovered his passion for art. He was expelled twice before abandoning school for his creative pursuits. Pollock existed in an interesting time for the arts. The Great Depression was happening during a portion of the time Pollock was painting. There were very few jobs available during this time, and the United States government established the Federal Art Project to employ out-of-work artists. Pollock participated in this program, and his art appeared in places such as schools, hospitals, banks, and libraries. He took advantage of free classes offered to the artists, and here learned about unusual painting tools such as spray bottles, airbrushes, and sticks. During this time, he learned about being spontaneous and no longer had to sketch before he painted on his canvas. Artists that also lived during this time were Hans Hofmann, Adolf Gottlieb, Arshile Gorky, William de Kooning, Lee Krasner, Franz Klein Robert Motherwell, and Georgia O'Keeffe. They all had an active presence that somehow overlapped with his time of work and life. Pollock was influenced by Pablo Picasso and also was influenced by Cubism, Surrealism, and Native American art, as well as a few others. With the legacy he left behind, he influenced minimalism and color field painting. It can be said that Pollock's greatness is because he developed one of the most radical abstract styles in the history of modern art. He detached line from color and redefined the categories of drawing and painting. He found new ways to describe pictorial space. Pollock belonged to the period of American modernism and has been said to be a very good example of it. There were a few other art movements that were happening at the same time that Pollock was working, a few of them being abstract impressionism and pop art. Pollock left behind a legacy that influenced many other painters, in fact most of them. His work brought together elements of Cubism, Surrealism, and Impressionism, which made him revolutionary. Pollock used many different elements and principles of design. Pollock utilized texture, contrast, and balance within his paintings. The colors fit to the tone of the piece he was creating, and in some pieces the vibrant colors would catch the audience's eye. The texture of his paintings were very noticeable and added a unique touch. His pieces tend to be very balanced and not too heavily filled with paint on one side or the other. The balance keeps the audience's eyes flowing nicely throughout the piece. As you can see in the Autumn Rhythm piece, the colors that he chose very well represent the theme and colors of autumn. Pollock's art is very unlike any others of his time and can be seen as an act of self-expression. His work also brings delight to those who view it and is generally aesthetically pleasing. A piece of criticism that Pollock received was by Harold Rosenberg. He said, he had reimagined the canvas not as a space in which to reproduce, redesign, analyze, or express an object, but as an arena in which to act. I agree with this statement because the process he uses to create his art is very involved and active. What he creates is unique to him and does not try to replicate or portray anything but what it actually is, visible on the canvas. Jackson Pollock was very compassionate and always looked for ways to serve others. He had a very adaptable personality and was considered very warm. He provided children with a feeling of understanding. Pollock can often be seen photographed wearing denim on denim. So I went into my closet and I found a denim jacket and denim jeans. Mine weren't quite the same shade, which I know in his pictures that's what he would wear, but I did my best and I tried to find some worn out looking denim to match the wear and tear his clothes go through when he's painting. And here's just my works cited with the websites and sources that I used. Thank you for listening to my presentation.